Picture this, a grand castle hall, its walls adorned with intricate tapestries, their rich colors catching the light of flickering torches. To the untrained eye, they're nothing more than beautiful works of art, scenes of battles, myths, and daily life. But look closer, and you'll discover something extraordinary. These tapestries were far more than decorations. They were lifelines, carrying secrets that could mean the difference between victory and defeat, life and death. In the shadowy world of medieval espionage, where kingdoms clashed and alliances shifted like the wind, these woven masterpieces became one of the most ingenious tools of communication ever devised. Hidden in plain sight, they carried messages so cleverly concealed that even the most vigilant eyes could overlook them. This is the story of Whispers in Wool, a tale of courage, creativity, and the lengths people went to protect their secrets. In an age before phones, emails, or even reliable couriers, how did rulers, spies, and rebels communicate across enemy lines? The answer lies in the very fabric of medieval life, literally. Tapestries, often commissioned by the wealthy and powerful, were more than just status symbols. They were canvases for coded messages, their intricate designs hiding everything from battle plans to alliances, from warnings to calls to arms. Imagine the audacity of it, a message so vital, so dangerous, that it had to be woven into the threads of a tapestry, smuggled past guards, and decoded by only the most trusted hands. These weren't just decorative textiles, they were encrypted masterpieces, blending art and intelligence in a way that challenges our modern understanding of communication. But why tapestries? Why risk weaving such crucial information into something so conspicuous? The answer lies in their very nature. Tapestries were everywhere in the medieval world, hanging in castles, churches, and noble homes. They were so commonplace that they became the perfect disguise, their beauty and ubiquity masking their true purpose. And yet, behind their artistry lay a world of ingenuity and danger. Creating these coded tapestries required not just skilled weavers, but also brilliant minds capable of crafting messages that could evade detection. It was a high-stakes game where a single misstep could lead to exposure, betrayal, and catastrophe. This video will take you on a journey into this hidden world, exploring how these tapestries were made, how their messages were concealed, and how they shaped the course of history. Along the way, you'll meet the people who risked everything to create and carry these woven secrets, men and women who turned the art of weaving into a tool of survival. By the time we're done, you'll never look at a tapestry the same way again. So, settle in and prepare to unravel the mysteries of Whispers in Wool, a story that proves that even in the darkest times, creativity and courage can light the way. To understand the secretive role of tapestries in medieval espionage, we first need to appreciate the artistry and skill behind their creation. Crafting a tapestry was no simple feat. It was a labor-intensive process that demanded both patience and precision. Artisans worked on massive looms, meticulously weaving threads of wool and silk into elaborate designs. These materials were chosen not just for their beauty, but for their durability, ensuring that the tapestries could withstand the test of time. Each piece could take months, even years, to complete, with every stitch carefully placed to bring the design to life. The level of detail was astonishing, from the delicate folds of a noblewoman's gown to the fierce expressions of warriors in battle. But these tapestries were more than just art. They were statements of power and prestige. In medieval Europe, only the wealthiest and most influential could afford such luxuries. Kings, queens, and noble families commissioned tapestries to decorate their castles and palaces, using them to showcase their status and taste. Churches, too, displayed these woven masterpieces, often depicting biblical scenes to inspire awe and devotion. In a world where literacy was rare, tapestries served as visual narratives, telling stories that everyone could understand. They were symbols of cultural sophistication, their presence announcing the importance of the spaces they adorned. Yet, beneath their outward beauty, these tapestries held another, more clandestine purpose. For those in the know, the intricate patterns and scenes could conceal hidden messages, their true meaning accessible only to the initiated. The very complexity that made them so valuable as art also made them perfect for espionage. A skilled weaver could embed codes within the design's tiny variations in color, subtle shifts in pattern, or even specific figures placed just so. To the untrained eye, these details would appear as nothing more than artistic flourishes, but to a spy or a trusted ally, they could reveal vital information, the location of a hidden weapon, the timing of an attack, or the identity of a traitor. This duality, art as both decoration and disguise, is what makes these tapestries so fascinating. They were a testament to the ingenuity of their creators, who found ways to adapt their craft to serve a higher purpose. In a time when communication was fraught with peril, these woven masterpieces became a lifeline, carrying secrets across enemy lines with a grace and subtlety that few other methods could match. So, the next time you see a medieval tapestry, take a moment to look beyond its surface beauty. What you're seeing might just be history's most elegant form of coded communication. The medieval world was a tumultuous landscape of shifting alliances and simmering rivalries, where kingdoms jostled for power and survival often hung in the balance. In such an environment, information was not just valuable, it was essential. Kings and queens needed to know their enemies' plans, secure allies, and protect their own secrets. Yet, communication in this era was fraught with challenges. Messengers, though swift and reliable, were vulnerable to interception or betrayal. Carrier pigeons offered a faster alternative, but their messages were limited in scope and could easily be shot down or captured. Even coded letters, sealed with wax and entrusted to trusted couriers, carried the risk of being discovered. The stakes were high, and the need for secure, discreet methods of communication grew increasingly urgent. It was in this climate of suspicion and intrigue that tapestries emerged as an unlikely but brilliant solution. Their very nature made them ideal for espionage. Unlike letters or verbal messages, tapestries were large, elaborate, and highly visible. They adorned the walls of castles and churches, often overlooked as mere decorations. Yet within their intricate designs, secrets could be hidden in plain sight. A skilled weaver could embed coded messages in the patterns, using subtle variations in color, the placement of specific figures, or even the arrangement of background elements. To the untrained eye, these details appeared as nothing more than artistic choices, but to those who knew what to look for, they held vital information that could alter the course of a battle or secure a crucial alliance. This blending of art and subterfuge was a testament to the ingenuity of the time. Tapestries became a lifeline for spies and diplomats, allowing them to transmit sensitive information without arousing suspicion. A noblewoman might gift a tapestry to a rival court, its beautiful design concealing a map or a warning. A merchant traveling between kingdoms could carry a rolled-up tapestry, its hidden message safely tucked away within its folds. Even within a single castle, a tapestry hanging in the Great Hall could serve as a discreet means of communication between allies. The very act of weaving itself became a form of encryption, with artisans doubling as cryptographers and their looms as tools of espionage. This practice also highlights the creativity of those who operated in the shadows. In a world where trust was scarce and danger lurked around every corner, tapestries offered a unique combination of beauty and secrecy. They were a testament to the resourcefulness of medieval spies who turned everyday objects into powerful tools of intrigue. And as the art of tapestry making evolved, so too did the methods of concealment, with weavers developing increasingly sophisticated techniques to outsmart their enemies. In this way, tapestries became more than just decorative art. They were a vital thread in the fabric of medieval espionage, weaving together the stories of those who shaped history from behind the scenes. One of the most fascinating examples of tapestries being used for espionage comes from the story of a noblewoman in 15th century France. Known only as Lady Marguerite, she was a trusted confidante of the royal court and a master weaver. When tensions rose between her kingdom and a neighboring power, she found herself in a precarious position. Her husband, a diplomat, was often absent, leaving her to navigate a web of suspicion and danger. It was during this time that she devised a daring plan to communicate critical information to her allies. Marguerite's tapestries were renowned for their beauty, featuring elaborate floral patterns and intricate scenes of courtly life. But hidden within these designs were coded messages. Using a technique known only to her and her closest allies, she manipulated the placement of certain flowers, the direction of vines, and even the colors of petals to convey specific instructions and warnings. For example, a cluster of red roses might symbolize an impending attack, while a field of blue irises could indicate a safe meeting place. These subtle cues were virtually undetectable to anyone who didn't know the code, allowing her to transmit information right under the noses of her enemies. The process of deciphering these messages required both skill and patience. Marguerite's allies would carefully study the tapestries, noting the positioning and details of each element. Over time, they developed a shared vocabulary of symbols, turning what appeared to be mere decorations into a sophisticated system of communication. This method proved so effective that it enabled her to relay critical intelligence for months without detection. However, the risks were immense. If her tapestries had been discovered, the consequences would have been catastrophic, not just for Marguerite, but for her entire network of allies. The act of weaving itself became a high-stakes endeavor, with every stitch carrying the weight of potential betrayal. Yet, it was this very combination of danger and ingenuity that made her efforts so remarkable. Marguerite's story is just one example of how tapestries were used to smuggle secrets across warring kingdoms, but her methods soon inspired others. As word of her success spread, similar techniques began to appear in courts across Europe. Nobles, merchants, and even religious leaders adopted the practice, recognizing the unique advantages it offered. The tapestry, once a symbol of wealth and status, became a tool of survival and strategy, weaving together the fates of those who relied on its hidden messages. This spread of tapestry espionage marked a turning point in the history of covert communication, demonstrating how art and ingenuity could intersect in the most unexpected ways. The symbolic language of medieval tapestries is a captivating blend of artistry and code, where every stitch could carry a hidden message. In an era where written communication was often intercepted, tapestries offered a discreet alternative, their patterns and motifs woven with layers of meaning. Symbols like lions, serpents, and flowers were more than decorative elements. They were a secret vocabulary, understood only by those in the know. Take, for example, the lion, a recurring figure in many tapestries. While it might appear to represent strength or royalty, in the context of espionage, it could signify courage, a call to action, or even a specific ally. Similarly, serpents were often used to symbolize betrayal or danger, their coiled forms a warning to those who could read the signs. Flowers, too, held special significance. A cluster of roses might denote love or loyalty, but when placed in a particular arrangement, they could indicate a meeting place or a coded date. One of the most remarkable examples of this symbolic language is found in the famous Hunt of the Unicorn series. At first glance, these tapestries depict a group of hunters pursuing a unicorn through a lush forest, but beneath the surface, the imagery is rich with hidden meanings. The unicorn itself, often associated with purity and grace, could represent a specific individual or a secret mission. The hunters, armed with spears and accompanied by dogs, might symbolize opposing factions or a network of allies. Even the trees and flowers in the background could carry coded messages, their placement and type offering clues to the informed observer. Decoding these patterns required a keen eye and a deep understanding of the symbolic lexicon. Each tapestry was a visual puzzle, its elements carefully chosen to convey specific information without arousing suspicion. This made them an ideal medium for espionage, as they could be displayed openly without revealing their true purpose. For those who knew how to interpret them, tapestries became a powerful tool of communication, blending art and intelligence in a way that was both elegant and effective. The use of symbolism in tapestries also reflects the broader cultural and social context of the medieval world. Symbols were a universal language, transcending written and spoken words to convey complex ideas and emotions. By embedding these symbols into their designs, weavers were able to create works of art that were not only visually stunning but also deeply meaningful. This dual-purpose beauty and utility made tapestries a unique form of expression, one that continues to fascinate and inspire to this day. As we examine these intricate designs, it's impossible not to marvel at the ingenuity of those who created them. Each tapestry is a testament to the creativity and resourcefulness of its maker, a reminder that even in the most challenging of times, art can be a powerful force for change. And while the secrets they contain may have been forgotten, the tapestries themselves remain a lasting legacy, weaving together the threads of history, culture, and intrigue. The intricate art of tapestry weaving was not just a craft, it was a cloak of invisibility for many women during the medieval period. In a world where their voices were often marginalized, weaving provided a unique opportunity to influence events from behind the scenes. Women, particularly noble women and nuns, were at the forefront of this covert communication, using their skills to embed secrets into the very fabric of their creations. Their work was more than decorative, it was a silent form of power, allowing them to participate in the highest levels of political intrigue without drawing suspicion. One such figure was Helena of Aquitaine, known not only for her political acumen but also for her patronage of the arts. While her public life was filled with alliances and conflicts, it's believed that she used tapestries as a means of covert communication, sending coded messages to allies across Europe. Similarly, nuns in monastic communities who spent much of their time weaving are thought to have played a crucial role in transmitting information between factions. Their cloistered lives provided the perfect cover, as few would suspect these women of being involved in espionage. The labor-intensive nature of tapestry production also worked in their favor. Weaving a single piece could take months or even years, giving the creators ample time to embed detailed messages and subtle symbols. This slow, meticulous process ensured that each tapestry was a masterpiece of both art and strategy. For the women who crafted them, these works became a form of silent diplomacy, their threads weaving together alliances, warnings, and plans that shaped the course of history. What's particularly fascinating is how these women used societal expectations to their advantage. In a time when women were often confined to domestic roles, the act of weaving was seen as a natural extension of their duties. This perception allowed them to operate under the radar, their contributions overlooked by those who underestimated their influence. Yet, through their work, they were able to exert significant power, their tapestries serving as a bridge between warring factions, a tool for negotiation, and a record of hidden truths. The impact of these women's efforts extended far beyond individual pieces. By embedding their messages into tapestries, they created a lasting legacy that influenced medieval politics and diplomacy. Their work reminds us that history is often shaped not just by the visible actions of powerful men, but by the quiet, behind-the-scenes efforts of those who wield influence in unexpected ways. These women turned the loom into a weapon of peace and strategy, their stories woven into the fabric of time, waiting to be rediscovered and celebrated. Their contributions also highlight the broader role of art in shaping history. Tapestries were not just passive objects, they were active participants in the political and social dynamics of their time. Through their artistry, these women transcended the limitations placed on them, using their craft to leave an indelible mark on the world. Their stories challenge us to look beyond the surface, to see the hidden threads that connect art, history, and power in ways we are only beginning to understand. The anatomy of a secret tapestry is a fascinating blend of artistry and strategy, where every thread and stitch served a dual purpose. The materials chosen were often rich and luxurious silks, wool, and gold threads, which not only conveyed wealth and status but also provided a sturdy canvas for hidden messages. The intricate designs, filled with elaborate scenes and patterns, offered countless opportunities to embed symbols that could be decoded by those who knew what to look for. The sheer size of these tapestries, sometimes spanning entire walls, added another layer of concealment. Their grandeur made them fixtures in royal courts and noble households, where they could be displayed openly without drawing suspicion, yet their complexity allowed secrets to be woven into plain sight. Encoding messages within tapestries required a deep understanding of both the craft and the context in which they would be viewed. Specific colors of thread often held symbolic meanings, used to represent people, places, or events. For example, a particular shade of blue might signify loyalty, while red could denote danger or conflict. Patterns, too, played a role. Certain motifs, like flowers, animals, or geometric shapes, could serve as coded references to alliances, warnings, or plans. The placement of these symbols within the larger design was equally important, often following a predetermined system that only the intended recipients could decipher. Decoding these messages was a meticulous process that required insider knowledge. A recipient familiar with the code might study the tapestry closely, noting the placement of specific elements and interpreting their meanings. For instance, a cluster of lilies might indicate a meeting place, while a repeated spiral could signal a call for caution. The challenge was in ensuring that the message was hidden well enough to avoid detection by unintended eyes, yet clear enough to be understood by those in the know. This delicate balance between concealment and revelation made tapestries an exceptionally effective tool for espionage. The discovery of these hidden messages often came much later, as historians and scholars began to study medieval tapestries with a fresh perspective. By examining the materials, colors, and patterns in detail, they uncovered layers of meaning that had been overlooked for centuries. Advances in technology, such as high-resolution imaging and microscopic analysis, have further aided in revealing the secrets embedded in these textiles. What was once seen as mere decoration is now recognized as a sophisticated form of communication, offering a window into the political and social dynamics of the Middle Ages. These tapestries remind us of the ingenuity and creativity of their creators, who transformed a traditional craft into a powerful tool for shaping history. Their work challenges us to look beyond the surface, to see the hidden threads that connect art, strategy, and storytelling. In doing so, we gain a deeper understanding of how even the most everyday objects can carry extraordinary significance, especially when crafted with purpose and care. Tapestries played a surprisingly strategic role in medieval diplomacy, serving as far more than ornate gifts exchanged between rulers. When a tapestry was presented, it was often seen as a gesture of goodwill, a symbol of the giver's wealth and sophistication. But beneath their lavish surfaces, these textiles frequently carried deeper meanings, carefully crafted to influence the recipient's thoughts or actions. A tapestry gifted during a royal marriage, for example, might subtly celebrate the union while also hinting at the giver's expectations or demands. These intricate works became a silent language of diplomacy, allowing rulers to communicate complex ideas without uttering a word. One notable example is the famous tapestry exchanged between England and France during the negotiations surrounding the Treaty of Troyes in the early 15th century. The tapestry, depicting scenes of unity and prosperity, was intended to reinforce the fragile peace between the two kingdoms. Yet, woven into its design were subtle symbols suggesting the giver's desire for dominance. The careful placement of certain motifs, like a lion representing England standing prominently over a fleur-de-lis, the emblem of France, conveyed a message of power and superiority. Such hidden meanings were not lost on the recipients, who were well versed in the art of interpreting these visual cues. However, the use of tapestries in diplomacy was not always so straightforward. At times, they were wielded as tools of deception, designed to mislead or manipulate. A ruler might gift a tapestry that appeared to celebrate an alliance while secretly embedding symbols that hinted at betrayal or distrust. These coded messages could sow discord, creating uncertainty and tension between once friendly courts. In some cases, tapestries were even used to flaunt military strength, with scenes of victory meant to intimidate potential rivals. The dual nature of these gifts, beautiful yet potentially treacherous, made them a powerful instrument in the hands of skilled diplomats. The darker side of this practice highlights the complexity of medieval politics, where alliances were often fragile and trust was a rare commodity. Tapestries, with their ability to convey multiple layers of meaning, became a perfect medium for navigating this treacherous landscape. They allowed rulers to project an image of collaboration while secretly advancing their own agendas. This duality underscores the ingenuity of medieval artisans and diplomats who transformed a seemingly innocuous art form into a sophisticated tool of statecraft. Understanding the role of tapestries in diplomacy gives us a deeper appreciation for their significance beyond mere decoration. They were not just objects of beauty, but instruments of influence, capable of shaping the course of history. By unraveling the hidden messages within these textiles, we gain insight into the minds of those who crafted them, and the intricate web of alliances and rivalries that defined the medieval world. The use of tapestries for espionage was a perilous game where the stakes could not have been higher. For those who dared to weave secrets into these intricate textiles, the threat of discovery loomed constantly. A single misstep, an overly conspicuous symbol, a stitch out of place, or a careless whisper could unravel not just the tapestry but the lives of those involved. The consequences of failure were brutal and swift. Spies caught encoding messages in tapestries faced imprisonment, exile, or even execution. One chilling example comes from the court of Burgundy in the late 14th century, where a weaver suspected of embedding covert messages into a tapestry was accused of treason. After a grueling interrogation, the weaver confessed, and the tapestry was burned publicly as a warning to others. The weaver's fate was sealed, and the incident became a cautionary tale for those who might consider using textiles for such purposes. The psychological toll of this double life was immense. Spies and artisans involved in these operations had to maintain an outward appearance of normalcy while carrying the weight of their secret mission. Every stitch, every knot, and every design element had to be meticulously planned and executed, knowing that a single error could lead to catastrophe. The pressure was unrelenting, as they were acutely aware that their work was not just an art form but a lifeline or a death sentence. This constant tension created a unique form of psychological strain, where the act of creation was intertwined with the threat of destruction. Detecting these hidden messages was no easy task for those on the opposing side. Kings and their advisors often employed skilled cryptographers and artisans to scrutinize every detail of a gifted tapestry, searching for coded patterns or concealed symbols. In some cases, tapestries were subjected to intense examination, with threads pulled apart to reveal hidden compartments or messages written on the reverse side. One particularly ingenious method involved holding the tapestry up to the light, allowing the intricate weave to reveal secret images or text. These painstaking efforts to uncover the truth highlight the high-stakes cat and mouse game that defined this form of espionage. Despite the risks, the allure of using tapestries as a medium for secret communication remained strong. Their beauty and cultural significance made them the perfect disguise, as few would suspect that such a treasured art form could serve as a vehicle for subterfuge. Yet, this very advantage also made them a target. A tapestry gifted in goodwill could quickly become a source of suspicion, turning what was meant to be a gesture of peace into a potential act of betrayal. The stories of those who dared to use tapestries for espionage remind us of the ingenuity and bravery of individuals caught in the crossfire of medieval politics. Their lives were a delicate balance of artistry and danger, where every thread could carry the weight of a kingdom's fate. As we explore the methods used to detect and intercept these hidden messages, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities and perils that define this shadowy world of textile-based intrigue. Rival kingdoms were not blind to the ingenious use of tapestries for espionage, and they quickly developed countermeasures to uncover these hidden messages. One of the most effective strategies was the employment of skilled codebreakers, who specialized in deciphering the intricate symbols and patterns woven into the textiles. These codebreakers were often well-versed in the art and iconography of the time, allowing them to interpret the subtle nuances of the designs. For example, a seemingly innocent floral motif might represent a specific location or a coded warning, and it was the codebreaker's job to unravel these mysteries. Scrutinizing every detail of a tapestry became a standard practice in many courts. Advisors and artisans would examine the fabric under different lighting conditions, searching for any irregularities or concealed elements. In one notable instance, a tapestry gifted to the English court during the 100 Years' War was subjected to intense scrutiny. The codebreakers discovered that certain threads had been dyed with a slightly different shade, revealing a hidden map that depicted the layout of a French fortress. This discovery led to a successful military campaign, showcasing the critical importance of vigilance in detecting these covert messages. However, decoding these messages was no simple task. The symbols used in tapestry espionage often had multiple meanings, depending on the context in which they were used. A lion might symbolize courage in one kingdom, but represent betrayal in another. This ambiguity made it incredibly challenging for codebreakers to interpret the messages accurately. Additionally, the weavers often employed double codes, where a single symbol could convey different layers of information depending on how it was interpreted. This complexity added another layer of difficulty for those attempting to uncover the secrets hidden within the tapestries. There were both successful and failed attempts to intercept tapestry espionage. In some cases, the meticulous work of codebreakers led to the discovery of vital information, thwarting potential threats. In others, the clever design and intricate coding of the tapestries outsmarted even the most skilled investigators. One infamous example involves a tapestry gifted to the Spanish court, which was believed to contain a hidden message. Despite weeks of analysis, the codebreakers were unable to decipher any meaningful information, and the tapestry was eventually dismissed as harmless. Years later, it was revealed that the message had been encoded in the reverse weave of the fabric, a method so advanced that it eluded detection at the time. As technology advanced, the use of tapestries for espionage gradually became obsolete. The development of more sophisticated communication methods, such as ciphers and invisible ink, rendered the intricate process of weaving messages into textiles less practical. Additionally, the increasing complexity of tapestry designs made it more difficult to conceal messages without raising suspicion. The once popular method of using tapestries as a medium for secret communication faded into history, leaving behind a legacy of ingenuity and intrigue. The story of how rival kingdoms countered tapestry espionage highlights the constant evolution of intelligence tactics during the medieval period. It was a battle of wits where the line between art and deception blurred, and every thread held the potential to change the course of history. As we delve into the technological advancements that eventually made this method obsolete, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity and resourcefulness of those who navigated this shadowy world of secrets and symbols. The decline of tapestry espionage was driven by a combination of technological advancements and shifting political landscapes. As cryptography evolved, written codes and ciphers became more sophisticated, offering a faster and more secure method of communication than the intricate weaving of messages into tapestries. The development of invisible ink and complex encryption techniques allowed for the transmission of sensitive information with greater efficiency and less risk of detection. This shift marked a turning point in the world of espionage, rendering the labor-intensive process of tapestry weaving less practical for covert operations. Changes in warfare and diplomacy also played a significant role in reducing the reliance on tapestry espionage. The rise of standing armies and the professionalization of military intelligence created new channels for gathering and sharing information. Diplomats and envoys began to use written reports and coded letters, which could be quickly delivered and easily destroyed if intercepted. The political climate of the late medieval and early modern periods demanded speed and adaptability, qualities that traditional methods of tapestry espionage could not match. Despite its decline, the legacy of tapestry espionage continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. These beautifully crafted textiles serve as a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of those who used them to convey hidden messages. Museums and private collections around the world preserve these artifacts, sparking endless speculation and research into their possible secrets. Scholars and artists have drawn inspiration from the stories of tapestry espionage, weaving them into literature, films, and exhibitions that keep this fascinating chapter of history alive. In the modern era, tapestries have taken on a new cultural significance. While they are no longer used as tools of espionage, they remain powerful symbols of art and storytelling. Contemporary artists often draw on the rich history of tapestries to explore themes of secrecy, communication, and power. Exhibitions dedicated to these textiles attract audiences eager to uncover the hidden meanings behind their intricate designs. The enduring allure of tapestry espionage reminds us of the timeless human fascination with codes, mysteries, and the art of concealment. As we reflect on the role of tapestries in medieval espionage, we gain a deeper appreciation for their dual purpose as both works of art and instruments of intrigue. They stand as a testament to the creativity and resilience of those who navigated the complex world of secrets and symbols. The story of Tapestry Espionage is not just a historical curiosity, but a reminder of how art and ingenuity have long been intertwined with the pursuit of knowledge and power. This legacy continues to inspire, inviting us to look beyond the surface and uncover the hidden stories woven into the fabric of history. Medieval tapestries hold a unique place in the modern world, bridging the gap between historical artifacts and masterpieces of art. Today, they are treasured not only for their intricate craftsmanship, but also for the stories they preserve. Museums and private collections around the globe showcase these textiles, where they serve as windows into the past. Visitors marvel at their vibrant colors and detailed scenes, which often depict pivotal moments in history, from grand battles to courtly life. Yet, beyond their aesthetic appeal, these tapestries are subjects of intense scholarly research. Experts meticulously analyze their threads, dyes, and patterns, searching for clues about the societies that created them. The study of medieval tapestries has revealed surprising insights into the lives and values of the people who wove them. For instance, the choice of materials and techniques often reflects the economic and cultural resources available at the time. Some tapestries contain symbols and motifs that point to specific historical events or allegorical narratives, offering a glimpse into the worldview of the era. Recent advancements in technology, such as high-resolution imaging and spectral analysis, have allowed researchers to uncover hidden details that were previously invisible to the naked eye. These discoveries continue to reshape our understanding of medieval artistry and its role in communication. Beyond their historical significance, medieval tapestries have left an indelible mark on modern art and culture. Contemporary artists often draw inspiration from their intricate designs and storytelling techniques, incorporating similar themes into their own work. The influence of these textiles can be seen in everything from fashion to interior design, where their rich patterns and motifs are reimagined for modern audiences. Literature and film have also embraced the mystique of tapestries, using them as symbols of mystery and hidden truths. In the realm of academia, the study of medieval tapestries has sparked interdisciplinary collaborations between historians, art conservators, and scientists. These partnerships have led to groundbreaking discoveries, such as the identification of previously unknown weaving techniques or the origins of specific dyes. Museums frequently host exhibitions and lectures dedicated to these textiles, attracting audiences eager to learn more about their secrets. Educational programs and workshops offer hands-on experiences, allowing participants to try their hand at weaving and gain a deeper appreciation for the skill involved in creating these masterpieces. As we continue to explore the legacy of medieval tapestries, their enduring appeal reminds us of the power of art to transcend time and space. They are not merely relics of the past, but living documents that continue to inspire and inform. Whether studied for their historical value or admired for their beauty, these textiles invite us to look beyond the surface and uncover the layers of meaning woven into their fabric. In doing so, they connect us to the creativity and ingenuity of those who came before us, ensuring that their stories remain alive for generations to come. The art of hiding messages within tapestries, once a vital tool of medieval espionage, finds an unexpected echo in the world of modern cryptography. Centuries ago, weavers ingeniously embedded secret symbols and coded patterns into their designs, creating a form of covert communication that could pass unnoticed under the eyes of even the most vigilant observers. This practice, known as steganography, relies on the principle of concealing information in plain sight. Today, the same concept underpins many digital techniques used to protect sensitive data. From hiding messages within the pixels of an image to embedding information in audio files, the core idea remains strikingly similar to the methods employed by medieval artisans. What sets these historical and modern practices apart is the technology and scale involved. In the Middle Ages, the complexity of a tapestry's design allowed for subtle encoding, such as altering the direction of a thread or incorporating specific floral motifs to convey a hidden meaning. In contrast, digital steganography leverages algorithms and software to embed data within files, making it nearly undetectable without the right tools. Yet, despite the technological advancements, the fundamental challenge remains the same: how to balance concealment with accessibility for those who know where to look. The enduring relevance of these techniques highlights the timeless nature of human ingenuity in communication. Medieval tapestries demonstrate that even the most public and decorative objects can serve as vessels for secret knowledge. This principle continues to shape modern strategies in cybersecurity, where the ability to disguise information is crucial in protecting against unauthorized access. For example, digital watermarking, a technique used to trace the origins of media files, draws directly from the idea of embedding hidden markers, much like the subtle symbols woven into a medieval textile. However, the use of art for espionage raises important ethical questions. In the medieval context, tapestries were often created with dual purposes: to beautify a space and to convey hidden messages. While this practice was born out of necessity in a time of political intrigue, it also blurred the line between artistic expression and manipulation. Today, similar dilemmas arise in the digital realm, where the same tools used to protect privacy can also be exploited for surveillance or misinformation. The ethical implications of using art and media for covert purposes remain a topic of debate, reminding us that the power to conceal carries with it a responsibility to consider the broader impact. By examining the parallels between medieval tapestry espionage and modern cryptography, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity of the past and its influence on the present. These historical practices not only shaped the evolution of secret communication, but also offer valuable insights into the challenges and opportunities we face in safeguarding information today. As technology continues to advance, the lessons learned from these ancient methods remind us that innovation in communication is as much about creativity as it is about secrecy. The use of art as a medium for espionage, particularly in the context of medieval tapestries, raises profound ethical questions that still resonate today. These intricate works, often celebrated for their beauty and craftsmanship, were also tools of deception, designed to carry messages that could sway political outcomes or betray secrets. This duality forces us to confront the uneasy tension between art's role as a cultural treasure and its potential as an instrument of manipulation. Were the weavers of these tapestries complicit in a larger scheme of deceit, or were they simply masters of their craft, unaware of the hidden purposes their work might serve? One of the most troubling aspects of this practice is the way it transforms art into a vessel for ulterior motives. Tapestries, traditionally seen as expressions of creativity and cultural identity, become entangled in the murky world of espionage. This raises questions about the exploitation of artists, who may have been coerced or manipulated to serve the agendas of those in power. Were these artisans celebrated for their ingenuity, or were they merely pawns in a dangerous game of political intrigue? The ethical implications are further complicated by the fact that these tapestries were often commissioned by the very individuals who stood to gain from their hidden messages, blurring the line between artistic patronage and calculated exploitation. Beyond the moral dilemmas of their creation, the survival of these tapestries poses another ethical challenge. How should we interpret them today? Should they be admired solely for their artistic merit, or must we also grapple with their role in historical deception? This question is particularly relevant in the context of museums and cultural institutions, where these artifacts are often displayed as masterpieces of medieval art. By presenting them without acknowledging their dual purpose, we risk perpetuating a one-dimensional view of history, one that overlooks the complex realities of the past. Yet, there is also a compelling argument that these tapestries offer invaluable insights into the medieval world. Far from being mere tools of espionage, they provide a window into the social, political, and cultural dynamics of the time. The hidden messages woven into their fabric reveal the lengths to which individuals and factions would go to protect their interests, shedding light on the intricate web of alliances and rivalries that shaped medieval society. Viewed in this light, these tapestries are not just works of art but historical documents, offering a unique perspective on a world where secrecy was often a matter of survival. Ultimately, the ethical questions surrounding these tapestries challenge us to reconsider the relationship between art and intention. Can a work of art retain its value even when it serves a hidden, perhaps even manipulative purpose? Or does its role in espionage tarnish its legacy, casting a shadow over its aesthetic and historical significance? These questions have no easy answers, but they invite us to engage with history in a more nuanced way, recognizing that even the most beautiful creations can carry layers of meaning, some intended, others unintended, that shape our understanding of the past. As we continue to study and preserve these tapestries, we must confront these complexities, ensuring that their stories are told with both honesty and respect. Medieval tapestries are far more than decorative masterpieces. They are vivid historical documents that offer a unique window into the past. As primary sources, they provide invaluable insights into the social, political, and cultural landscapes of their time. Unlike written records, which often reflect the perspectives of the elite, these woven artworks capture the lives, beliefs, and aspirations of a broader spectrum of society. From the opulent courts of kings to the bustling workshops of artisans, tapestries tell stories that might otherwise have been lost to history. Their intricate designs and symbolic motifs reveal the values, fears, and ambitions of the people who created and used them, making them essential tools for understanding the medieval world. One of the most fascinating aspects of these tapestries is their ability to convey hidden messages. Whether depicting battles, allegories, or everyday life, they often carry layers of meaning that go beyond their surface appearance. For example, a scene of a royal hunt might symbolize political power and dominance, while a tapestry featuring mythical creatures could reflect the era's spiritual beliefs. These hidden narratives provide historians with a richer, more nuanced understanding of the events and attitudes of the time. However, interpreting these messages is no simple task. The meanings behind the symbols and imagery are often ambiguous, shaped by the cultural context of their creation. A motif that was clear to a medieval viewer might be entirely obscure to a modern observer, requiring careful analysis and cross-referencing with other historical sources to uncover its significance. The challenges of interpreting these artifacts are further compounded by their physical nature. Unlike texts which can be copied and preserved with relative ease, tapestries are fragile and subject to decay. Over centuries, exposure to light, moisture, and insects can erode their fibers, obscuring details and altering their appearance. This makes the task of conservation all the more critical. Preserving these tapestries requires a delicate balance between protecting their physical integrity and maintaining their historical authenticity. Conservators must carefully clean, repair, and stabilize these works, often employing advanced technologies to uncover hidden details or reverse the effects of time. Yet, even as we work to preserve these tapestries, we must also consider how they are presented and interpreted in museums and cultural institutions. Displaying them as mere works of art risks oversimplifying their historical significance, while focusing solely on their hidden messages might overlook their aesthetic and cultural value. Striking this balance is essential to ensuring that these tapestries are appreciated not only for their beauty but also for the stories they tell. By studying and preserving these remarkable artifacts, we gain a deeper understanding of the medieval world and the complex interplay of art, history, and human experience. These tapestries remind us that history is not just written in words but woven into the very fabric of our cultural heritage. Preserving the secrets of the past requires a blend of artistry, science, and dedication. Medieval tapestries, with their delicate fibers and intricate details, demand meticulous care to ensure their survival for future generations. Restoration experts employ a range of techniques, from gentle cleaning methods to careful stitching, to repair damage caused by centuries of wear. But preservation goes beyond physical repair. Advanced imaging technologies are now revolutionizing the way we study these artifacts. High-resolution scanners and multispectral imaging can reveal hidden layers of design, uncovering patterns and colors that have faded over time. These tools allow us to see beneath the surface, revealing clues about the materials used, the techniques employed, and even the lives of the artisans who created them. One remarkable example of this is the use of X-ray fluorescence to analyze the dyes in tapestries. This non-invasive technique helps identify the sources of pigments, offering insights into the trade routes and economic networks of the medieval world. Similarly, infrared imaging can detect underdrawings or sketches that were later woven over, providing a glimpse into the creative process behind these masterpieces. These discoveries not only deepen our understanding of the tapestries themselves, but also shed light on the broader historical context in which they were made. Yet, preservation is not just about uncovering secrets. It's about ensuring that these artifacts remain accessible and meaningful. Museums and cultural institutions play a crucial role in this effort, employing climate-controlled environments and specialized lighting to protect tapestries while allowing them to be displayed. Digital archiving has also become an invaluable tool, creating detailed records that can be studied by scholars around the world. These efforts ensure that even if the physical tapestries deteriorate, their stories will endure. Beyond their historical significance, medieval tapestries continue to captivate the imagination in popular culture. From their depiction in films and literature to their influence on contemporary art and design, these artifacts have transcended their original purpose to become symbols of creativity and storytelling. Their enduring appeal lies in their ability to connect us with the past, offering a tangible link to the lives and ideas of those who came before us. By preserving these tapestries, we not only honor the craftsmanship of the medieval world, but also ensure that their secrets and stories continue to inspire and enlighten future generations. Medieval tapestries have long been a source of fascination in literature and film, often serving as powerful symbols of mystery and hidden knowledge. In historical dramas, these intricate works of art are frequently depicted as keys to unlocking long-buried secrets, their woven threads holding clues to political intrigue, forbidden romances, or lost treasures. Take, for example, their portrayal in popular television series where characters pore over the details of a tapestry, deciphering its symbols to uncover a plot's hidden truth. This representation taps into the very real historical role of tapestries as conveyors of coded messages, blending fact with fiction to create compelling narratives. Fantasy epics have also embraced the allure of tapestries, often using them to evoke a sense of ancient wisdom or magical power. In many of these stories, tapestries are not merely decorative but are imbued with mystical properties, their images shifting to reveal prophecies or secret portals. This imaginative use of tapestries speaks to their enduring appeal as objects that transcend time, connecting the present with a mysterious, often magical past. Even in modern adaptations, the imagery of tapestries resonates deeply, offering a visual shorthand for complexity, artistry, and the passage of history. Beyond their role in storytelling, these depictions have also influenced contemporary art, inspiring modern creators to reinterpret the traditional tapestry form. Artists today weave together historical techniques with modern themes, using textiles to explore issues of identity, memory, and cultural heritage. These contemporary works often retain the layered symbolism of their medieval counterparts, inviting viewers to look beyond the surface and uncover deeper meanings. The influence of medieval tapestries extends even further into popular culture, shaping everything from fashion to interior design. Their intricate patterns and rich textures have inspired everything from haute couture collections to home decor trends, proving that their appeal is as timeless as the stories they tell. Whether in a museum, a novel, or a film, these tapestries continue to captivate us, their threads weaving together the past, present, and future in a tapestry of endless fascination. Their journey from medieval halls to modern screens and galleries underscores their lasting significance as more than just artifacts. They are enduring symbols of human creativity and the power of storytelling. As we continue to draw inspiration from them, we not only honor their history but also ensure that their legacy remains vibrant and relevant in our ever-evolving world. Contemporary artists have found a rich source of inspiration in medieval tapestries, reimagining their intricate designs and symbolic depth for modern audiences. By blending traditional weaving techniques with contemporary themes, these creators craft works that explore secrecy, communication, and the layers of history embedded in textiles. One striking example is the use of tapestries to address issues of identity and cultural heritage, with artists weaving personal stories into the fabric itself. These modern pieces often serve as a bridge between the past and present, inviting viewers to reflect on how historical narratives continue to shape our world today. The revival of traditional techniques has been a cornerstone of this artistic movement. Many contemporary weavers meticulously study medieval methods, from the use of natural dyes to the intricate stitching patterns that define these works. Yet, they infuse these practices with modern materials and themes, creating a dialogue between old and new. For instance, some artists incorporate digital elements into their tapestries, embedding QR codes or augmented reality features that unlock additional layers of meaning. This fusion of ancient craftsmanship and modern technology highlights the enduring relevance of tapestries as a medium for storytelling. Hidden messages, a hallmark of medieval tapestries, remain a central feature in contemporary works. Artists often embed symbols, text, or even entire narratives within their designs, challenging viewers to look closely and uncover the deeper meanings. These hidden elements might address political issues, personal struggles, or societal critiques, transforming the tapestry into a canvas for coded expression. This practice echoes the medieval use of tapestries to convey clandestine messages, proving that the power of hidden communication transcends time. Beyond their artistic value, these modern tapestries play a vital role in education. Museums and galleries frequently use them as tools to teach about both historical and contemporary issues. Workshops and exhibitions often accompany these displays, offering hands-on experiences that introduce participants to the art of weaving. By engaging with tapestries, audiences gain a deeper understanding of the cultural and historical contexts that inspire these works, fostering a greater appreciation for both the medium and its messages. This resurgence of interest in tapestries also extends to their role in public spaces. Large-scale installations, often commissioned for urban environments, bring the art form into the daily lives of communities. These pieces not only beautify public areas but also spark conversations about shared histories and collective identities. By reinterpreting the past in a modern context, these tapestries remind us that art is not just a reflection of history but a living, evolving force that continues to shape our world. As contemporary artists push the boundaries of this ancient medium, they ensure that the legacy of tapestries remains vibrant and relevant. Through their innovative approaches, they invite us to see these woven works not as relics of the past but as dynamic expressions of the human experience, connecting us across time and culture in profound and meaningful ways. Medieval tapestries have become invaluable tools in education, offering a vibrant window into the past that textbooks alone cannot provide. These intricate woven works allow students to visualize historical events, cultural practices, and daily life in a way that's both tangible and engaging. For example, a tapestry depicting a royal court or a medieval battle can serve as a springboard for discussions about power dynamics, social hierarchies, and the realities of life in that era. Teachers often use these artifacts to spark curiosity, encouraging students to ask questions and explore the stories behind the threads. One of the most fascinating aspects of tapestries as educational tools is their use of hidden messages. These encoded elements invite learners to think critically about how information was communicated in the past, particularly during times of political tension or conflict. By studying these hidden symbols, students can delve into topics like espionage, coded communication, and the role of art in conveying dissent or loyalty. This approach not only makes history more interactive, but also helps students develop analytical skills as they decode the layers of meaning within each piece. Beyond the classroom, tapestries play a significant role in public engagement with history. Museums and cultural institutions often use these artifacts in exhibitions that combine historical context with modern storytelling techniques. Interactive displays, augmented reality experiences, and hands-on workshops allow visitors to connect with the past in a more personal way. For instance, a visitor might use a digital tool to unravel the threads of a tapestry, revealing its hidden messages or exploring the techniques used to create it. These experiences make history accessible and engaging for audiences of all ages. The educational value of tapestries extends to their ability to foster interdisciplinary learning. Art classes might focus on the techniques and materials used in their creation, while literature courses explore the stories and myths depicted in their designs. History classes can use tapestries to examine the socio-political contexts in which they were produced, and science classes might investigate the chemistry of natural dyes or the physics of weaving. This cross-disciplinary approach enriches students' understanding and highlights the interconnectedness of different fields of study. Public installations of tapestries further amplify their educational impact. Large-scale reproductions or contemporary interpretations displayed in urban spaces bring history into the everyday lives of communities. These installations often include explanatory panels or digital guides that provide context and invite passers-by to engage with the artwork. By making history visible in public spaces, tapestries encourage conversations about cultural heritage and its relevance to modern society. The enduring appeal of tapestries as educational tools lies in their ability to make history come alive. Whether in a classroom, a museum, or a city square, These woven works invite us to explore the past with curiosity and imagination. They remind us that history is not just a collection of dates and events, but a rich tapestry of stories, each thread contributing to the broader narrative of human experience. Through these artifacts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of the past and the ways in which it continues to shape our present. Museums and galleries have elevated medieval tapestries from mere artifacts to immersive storytelling experiences, drawing visitors into the rich tapestries of history. These institutions often design exhibitions that go beyond static displays, incorporating interactive elements that allow visitors to engage with the works in meaningful ways. For instance, some exhibitions use touchscreens to zoom in on intricate details, revealing the craftsmanship and hidden symbols woven into the fabric. Others employ augmented reality, overlaying historical context or animated scenes onto the tapestries, bringing their stories to life in a dynamic and accessible format. One of the challenges in presenting these artifacts lies in balancing preservation with accessibility. Tapestries are delicate, often centuries-old works that require controlled environments to prevent damage from light, humidity, or temperature fluctuations. Museums must carefully curate their displays, using protective glass cases and low lighting while still allowing visitors to appreciate the artistry. Innovative solutions like high-resolution digital reproductions enable institutions to showcase details that might otherwise be missed, ensuring that the public can experience the tapestries without compromising their conservation. Public engagement plays a crucial role in preserving these cultural treasures. Exhibitions often include educational programs, workshops, and guided tours that deepen visitors' understanding of the tapestry's historical and artistic significance. By fostering a connection between the audience and the artifact, museums encourage a sense of stewardship, inspiring individuals to support preservation efforts. Interactive elements such as weaving demonstrations or hands-on activities provide a tactile connection to the past, making the experience memorable and personal. These public exhibitions also serve as a bridge to academic research, highlighting the ongoing study of tapestries as historical documents. Scholars analyze the materials, techniques, and iconography to uncover insights about the societies that created them. Museums often collaborate with researchers to present these findings, offering visitors a glimpse into the meticulous work that goes into interpreting these artifacts. For example, an exhibition might include panels explaining how a particular dye was sourced or how a tapestry's design reflects the political climate of its time. The role of tapestries in academic research extends beyond their artistic value. As primary sources, they provide evidence of trade routes, cultural exchange, and technological advancements. They also offer a unique perspective on historical events, often depicting scenes that were omitted or reinterpreted in written records. By integrating these insights into public exhibitions, museums create a dialogue between the past and present, encouraging visitors to consider the broader implications of these works. Through innovative displays and collaborative research, medieval tapestries continue to captivate audiences, offering a multifaceted lens through which to explore history. Their presence in public exhibitions not only preserves their legacy, but also ensures that their stories remain relevant and accessible to future generations. By engaging the public in these narratives, museums and galleries transform these ancient artifacts into living, breathing pieces of our shared heritage. The study of medieval tapestries as tools of espionage has captivated scholars across disciplines, from historians and art historians to cryptographers and material scientists. These experts bring diverse methodologies to the table, each contributing unique insights into the hidden layers of meaning woven into these textiles. Historians, for instance, focus on the political and social contexts in which the tapestries were created, analyzing how they might have been used to convey coded messages during times of conflict. Art historians examine the visual symbolism, identifying recurring motifs that could have served as clandestine signals or markers. Cryptographers, on the other hand, scrutinize the patterns and weaves for potential codes or ciphers, applying modern techniques to unlock secrets that may have been embedded centuries ago. This interdisciplinary approach has sparked lively debates within academic circles. One of the most contentious issues revolves around the intentionality of the hidden messages. Some scholars argue that the symbols and patterns were deliberately encoded, serving as a sophisticated form of communication in an era of political intrigue. Others contend that these interpretations may be reading too much into the designs, suggesting that what appears to be covert messaging could simply be artistic expression or cultural convention. For example, a tapestry featuring repeated floral motifs might be seen as a cipher by one researcher, while another might interpret it as a reflection of the natural world's beauty or a common decorative theme of the period. The role of science in this research cannot be overstated. Advanced imaging technologies and material analysis have revealed details invisible to the naked eye, such as subtle variations in thread composition or the use of dyes that were rare for their time. These findings not only shed light on the craftsmanship behind the tapestries, but also provide clues about their origins and potential uses. A thread dyed with a pigment imported from a distant region, for instance, could suggest a tapestry's role in diplomatic exchanges or trade networks, further supporting theories of espionage. Despite the progress made, the interpretation of these artifacts remains a complex and often controversial endeavor. The lack of written records from the weavers themselves means that much of the analysis relies on educated speculation, leaving room for differing opinions and interpretations. This intellectual tension, however, is what makes the study of medieval tapestries so fascinating. It invites scholars to challenge their assumptions, explore new avenues of inquiry, and continually refine their understanding of these enigmatic works. Ultimately, the research into tapestry espionage not only deepens our appreciation for these artifacts, but also reshapes our understanding of medieval history. By uncovering the hidden stories woven into their threads, scholars reveal a world where art and intrigue were inextricably linked, offering a glimpse into the minds of those who used these textiles as both a canvas and a cipher. This ongoing exploration underscores the enduring power of tapestries to captivate, challenge, and inspire, bridging the gap between the past and the present in unexpected and thrilling ways. The use of tapestries as tools of espionage was just one piece of a much larger puzzle in the intricate world of medieval information smuggling. During a time when kingdoms were constantly vying for power, the need to communicate covertly led to the development of a fascinating array of methods. Coded letters, for instance, were a common tactic. These messages often employed simple ciphers or substitution codes, where letters or symbols were replaced with others according to a prearranged system. While these codes might seem rudimentary by today's standards, they were remarkably effective in an era when literacy was limited and few could decipher such intricate messages. Invisible ink added another layer of secrecy to these communications. Writers would use substances like lemon juice, milk, or even urine, which would remain invisible until heated or treated with a special chemical. Letters appearing to contain mundane content could suddenly reveal critical information when exposed to a candle flame or a specific solution. This method allowed sensitive details to be hidden in plain sight, much like the symbolic motifs woven into tapestries. What ties these methods together is their shared goal of circumventing detection while conveying vital information. Whether through a coded letter, a tapestry's hidden imagery, or invisible ink, the underlying challenge was the same: how to communicate in a way that only the intended recipient could understand. This required not just creativity, but also a deep understanding of the risks involved. A single misstep could lead to exposure, betrayal, or even war. The cultural impact of these espionage techniques cannot be overstated. They reflect a world where trust was scarce and ingenuity was paramount. Tapestries, in particular, held a unique position in this landscape. Unlike letters, which could be intercepted and read, tapestries were durable, portable, and often displayed openly, making them an ideal medium for hidden messages. Their intricate designs could blend seamlessly into the decor of a castle or chapel, allowing spies to operate in plain sight. This blend of art and espionage also highlights the creativity of medieval societies. The same hands that crafted beautiful textiles were also capable of weaving secrets into their work, turning everyday objects into powerful tools of communication. This duality speaks to the resourcefulness of the time, where even the most ordinary items could be repurposed for extraordinary ends. Understanding these methods not only sheds light on the practicalities of medieval espionage, but also offers a glimpse into the mindset of the era. It was a world where appearances could be deceiving, and survival often depended on the ability to see beyond the surface. By examining the broader context of information smuggling, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity and resilience of those who navigated this complex and dangerous landscape. The practice of weaving secrets into tapestries offers a fascinating window into the values and anxieties of medieval society. In an age where power was often precarious and alliances constantly shifting, the ability to conceal and convey information subtly was not just a skill, it was a necessity. Tapestries, with their intricate designs and symbolic imagery, became a perfect medium for this dual purpose. They were not merely decorative, they were tools of communication, reflecting the complexities of a world where trust was rare and danger lurked around every corner. Art played a significant role in expressing and concealing truths during this period. Tapestries, in particular, allowed creators to embed layers of meaning into their work. A scene depicting a hunting party, for instance, might seem harmless to the untrained eye, but to those in the know, it could carry a hidden message about an impending military campaign or a secret meeting. This dual function of art, both as an expression of beauty and a vehicle for secrecy, highlighted the ingenuity of medieval craftspeople who navigated the fine line between creativity and survival. Power dynamics at play in the creation and interpretation of these tapestries are equally intriguing. Often commissioned by nobility or high-ranking officials, these works were designed to serve the interests of their patrons. Yet, the weavers themselves held a unique kind of power, the ability to encode messages that could influence politics, shape alliances, or even spark rebellion. This interplay between creator and patron underscores the complex relationships that defined medieval society, where art was as much a tool of power as it was a means of expression. Today, these tapestries continue to captivate us, not just for their beauty but for the stories they tell. They remind us of a time when art was deeply intertwined with the realities of life, serving as both a mirror and a mask. For contemporary audiences, they offer a glimpse into the ingenuity and resourcefulness of a bygone era, while also prompting us to consider the ways in which we use art to communicate and conceal in our own time. Their role in storytelling is particularly significant. Tapestries were more than just static images. They were narratives woven into fabric, telling tales of heroism, betrayal, and intrigue. They allowed their creators to preserve history, share secrets, and inspire those who viewed them. this tradition of storytelling through art has endured, influencing how we think about narrative and the ways in which stories can be told beyond words. By exploring these tapestries, we not only uncover the secrets of the past, but also connect with a timeless human impulse to share and conceal our truths. Medieval tapestries served as more than just decorative pieces. They were a canvas for storytelling, capturing everything from biblical epics to pivotal historical moments. These intricate works of art transformed walls into pages, weaving tales that were as visually stunning as they were rich in meaning. Unlike written texts, which were often inaccessible to the majority of people, tapestries communicated through imagery, making their stories universally understandable. A single tapestry could depict a hero's journey, a royal procession, or a divine miracle, offering viewers a vivid narrative that transcended language barriers. What makes these tapestries even more fascinating is the layer of hidden meaning embedded within their designs. To the casual observer, they might appear as simple depictions of daily life or religious scenes, but to those in the know, they carried coded messages that added depth to their stories. For example, a tapestry illustrating a biblical parable might subtly include symbols representing a local political conflict or an unspoken alliance between families. This dual narrative, one overt, the other covert, elevated these works into something far more complex than mere decorations. They became tools for both storytelling and subterfuge, reflecting the nuanced ways in which medieval societies navigated their world. Beyond their role as narrative devices, tapestries played a crucial part in preserving cultural memory. In an era before widespread literacy and mass media, these woven stories served as a way to pass down traditions, values, and histories from one generation to the next. A tapestry commemorating a battle, for instance, not only celebrated a victory, but also reinforced the identity and legacy of the community it represented. Through their detailed imagery, these works ensured that important events and beliefs were remembered and honored, creating a tangible link to the past. This connection to cultural memory also extended to the formation of identity. Tapestries often depicted scenes that reinforced a group's shared history or values, whether it was a family's lineage, a kingdom's achievements, or a religious community's faith. By displaying these works in prominent spaces, individuals and institutions could visually assert their identity and authority. In this way, tapestries were not just passive storytellers, they were active participants in shaping how people saw themselves and their place in the world. The power of these narratives lies in their ability to speak across time, offering modern audiences a glimpse into the lives and minds of those who created them. They remind us that stories are not just spoken or written, they can be woven, hidden, and revealed in ways that transcend the limitations of language. Through their artistry and ingenuity, medieval tapestries continue to captivate us, inviting us to unravel the threads of history and discover the secrets they hold. Medieval tapestries were far more than decorative masterpieces. They were powerful tools for shaping and expressing identity. For individuals, families, and entire kingdoms, these woven artworks became a means of asserting who they were and what they stood for. A noble family might commission a tapestry to display their lineage, weaving in symbols of their heraldry and scenes of their ancestors' triumphs. These depictions weren't just about pride, they were a statement of legitimacy and power, a way to visually claim their place in the social hierarchy. Through these intricate designs, families could communicate their status and values to visitors, allies, and even rivals, embedding their identity into the very fabric of their homes. On a broader scale, tapestries also played a role in constructing national identity. Kings and rulers often used them to reinforce their authority and unify their subjects. A tapestry depicting a victorious battle or a coronation ceremony wasn't just a celebration of the monarch, it was a reminder of the kingdom's strength and unity. These images served as propaganda, shaping how people saw their nation and their place within it. They could inspire loyalty, pride, and a sense of belonging, turning complex political ideas into accessible, emotionally resonant visuals. The designs of these tapestries often mirrored the aspirations and fears of their creators. Symbols of strength, like lions or eagles, might dominate the imagery, while more subtle elements hinted at vulnerabilities or challenges. A tapestry showing a king receiving divine blessings could subtly address concerns about legitimacy, reassuring viewers of the ruler's rightful place. Similarly, religious tapestries often reflected the spiritual anxieties of the time, offering comfort and hope through their depictions of saints and miracles. Today, these artifacts continue to shape our understanding of the past and ourselves. By studying them, we gain insight into the values, beliefs, and struggles of medieval society. They remind us that identity is not static. It's something we construct, communicate, and reinterpret over time. Tapestries invite us to consider how our own identities are shaped by the stories we tell and the symbols we choose to represent us. Their role in cultural heritage is profound, serving as a bridge between the past and the present. These works preserve not just artistic techniques, but also the ideas and emotions of those who created them. As we unravel their threads, we uncover layers of meaning that connect us to a shared human experience, reminding us of the enduring power of art to shape who we are and how we see the world. Medieval tapestries stand as testaments to the creativity and ingenuity of past civilizations, offering us a tangible connection to the people and cultures that came before us. These intricate works of art are more than just beautiful objects. They are windows into the values, beliefs, and skills of the medieval world. Through their vibrant colors, meticulous craftsmanship, and rich symbolism, tapestries tell stories that might otherwise have been lost to time. They capture the essence of an era when art was not just for decoration, but also a means of communication and preservation of knowledge. Preserving these treasures for future generations is a task of immense importance and complexity. Conservation efforts must balance the need to protect these delicate fabrics from the ravages of time with the desire to share them with the public. Exposure to light, humidity, and even the touch of human hands can cause irreversible damage. Yet, keeping them hidden away would deny us the opportunity to learn from and be inspired by them. Museums and conservationists face the challenge of finding innovative ways to display these artifacts without compromising their integrity. Techniques like controlled lighting, climate-controlled environments, and digital replicas are increasingly being used to ensure these works survive for centuries to come. The enduring mystery of tapestries adds to their allure. Despite our best efforts to study and understand them, many questions remain unanswered. Who were the master weavers behind these works? What hidden meanings might lie within their complex designs? How did they influence the societies that created and displayed them? These unanswered questions invite us to keep exploring, uncovering new insights that deepen our appreciation for these remarkable pieces. As we continue to study and preserve medieval tapestries, we not only honor the legacy of those who created them, but also enrich our own understanding of history and culture. They remind us that art is a bridge across time, connecting us to the past while inspiring us to create a future that values creativity, craftsmanship, and storytelling. In protecting these artifacts, we ensure that their stories and the lessons they hold remain alive for generations to come. The enduring mystery of tapestry espionage continues to captivate historians, art lovers, and curious minds alike. These medieval masterpieces are more than just decorative textiles. They are puzzles waiting to be solved, filled with hidden messages and coded symbols that whisper secrets from centuries past. The thrill of decoding these intricate designs lies not just in uncovering their meanings, but also in imagining the minds that crafted them. What were the weavers thinking as they wove these clandestine communications? How did those who received these messages interpret them? Each thread tells a story, and each pattern holds a clue, inviting us to step into a world where art and intrigue were inseparable. These tapestries also challenge us to think differently about history. They remind us that the past is not always straightforward. It is layered, complex, and often shrouded in mystery. The very act of studying these artifacts forces us to question our assumptions and look beyond the surface. For example, a seemingly mundane scene of a hunt might actually be a cleverly disguised political allegory, or a floral motif could carry a hidden warning. The more we learn, the more we realize how much is still left to discover. Inspiring both awe and curiosity, these works of art continue to fuel our desire to uncover their hidden truths. Modern technology has opened new avenues for exploration, allowing us to analyze fibers, dyes, and weaving techniques with unprecedented precision. Yet, even with these tools, the tapestries retain an air of enigma. They remind us that history is not just about answers, it's about the journey of seeking them. As we reflect on the legacy of tapestry espionage, we are reminded of the power of art to transcend time and place. These artifacts are not just relics of the past, they are bridges that connect us to the people, cultures, and stories of a bygone era. They challenge us to think critically, explore creatively, and appreciate the beauty of complexity. In their threads, we find not just secrets but also inspiration, a testament to the enduring human spirit of curiosity and ingenuity. As we've journeyed through the world of whispers in wool tapestries that smuggled secrets across warring kingdoms, we've uncovered a fascinating intersection of art, history, and espionage. These tapestries are more than just relics of the past. They are testaments to human creativity and resilience in the face of danger. Each piece tells a story not only of the events it depicts, but also of the brave individuals who risked everything to convey vital messages in a time when words could be deadly. For art enthusiasts, these tapestries are a treasure trove of craftsmanship and symbolism. Every stitch, every color, and every pattern was chosen with intention, creating layers of meaning that continue to inspire awe. History buffs, on the other hand, can marvel at the ingenuity of using something as seemingly ordinary as a tapestry to outwit enemies and safeguard vital information. And for those simply drawn to the allure of mystery, these works offer endless fascination, inviting us to piece together the clues left behind by their creators. What makes these tapestries truly remarkable is their ability to transcend time. They remind us that the past is not a distant, disconnected place, but a living, breathing narrative that shapes our understanding of the world. Every thread is a connection to the people who wove them, the messages they carried, and the challenges they faced. And even today, as we study these masterpieces, we are reminded of the power of creativity and the lengths to which humans will go to protect what matters most. So, what secrets might still be waiting to be discovered in the threads of these masterpieces? Could there be messages that have yet to be decoded, stories that have yet to be told? The exploration is far from over, and every new discovery brings us closer to understanding the intricate web of history, art, and human ingenuity. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more captivating journeys into history. Together, let's keep unraveling the mysteries of the past, one thread at a time.